Thanks for your company this afternoon. China's test launch of a long-range ballistic missile landing in the South Pacific has been condemned by Australia and its partners in the region, despite Beijing claiming it was a routine training exercise. Defence and foreign policy expert Peter Tesch joins us this afternoon. Peter, thanks for your time. Let's talk about the timing of this yesterday. Barely a few hours after Anthony Albanese signed a new defence deal with Beijing. Do you think that was a coincidence or not?
Well, good afternoon, Hugh. These sorts of tests are a long time in the planning. They are not pulled on overnight, but there's no doubt that the temporal coincidence suits Beijing's messaging, which is strategic and very much targeted at the region as well as at the United States. Beijing is bent upon projecting military capability globally against the backdrop of a non-transparent build-up that it's been pursuing for many years now. So while I think there's a convenient upside from Beijing's perspective to pointing the finger at Australia, the hypocrisy behind this cannot go uncommented, and I think we need to call it out for what it is, a destabilising move on Beijing's part.
Yeah, there are questions about how much Beijing knew in advance, whether their intelligence meant that they were aware that this signing was going to take place a couple of weeks ago. This is a JL-2 missile, we believe, about a 9,000 kilometre range from China. That takes in all of the Australian mainland very easily. They are very effective weapons, or they can be, can't they?
Well, they certainly are, and particularly as this would appear to be a submarine-launched missile, that range, of course, is relative to the submarine's position. So again, this is China's signalling, and it, of course, is part of its broad strategy of seeking to impose a sphere of deference, trying to get countries to self-subordinate to China's strategic interests. And, of course, they've been paying close attention to the assiduous work that Australia has been putting in over recent years to deepen its framework of security collaborative relationships with PNG, with the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu and Tonga, of course. So it suits China's agenda, even if it doesn't do anything to reassure the region about China's true intent.
Some diplomatic pushback from Canberra, the Foreign Minister Penny Wong calling the test destabilising for the region and it could lead to a miscalculation. Do you agree that there is the danger now of a miscalculation?
Well, I think there's always a risk when countries seek to project capabilities that unless they have a very clear method for assessing risk and cost benefit, that they can perhaps do things that might end up creating problems for all parties down the track. And this is something where, while I wouldn't suggest we should fear imminent nuclear attack, it does nothing whatsoever to reassure our region and Southeast Asia more broadly that China means what it says when it seeks a harmonious and stable region. These actions cut very squarely across that.
Yeah, little doubt now that the Pacific is contested space. Peter Tesch, thanks for your time this afternoon.
You're welcome.